All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to EAGLEMUT vs The Only Boss, the round of 96, apparently, for the Autumn Championships 2017. I am joined by WickedCossack, and this is going to be about to start game number 1 in this best of 3. Let's get this underway. We've landed on Iroquois versus French. WickedCossack, how are you?
Oh, I'm excellent, my friend. How you doing?
Classic WickedCossack intro.
I'm good.
Oh!
Yeah, no, I'm excited to be casting again. We're in the round 64, right?
Round of
So
96, apparently. I think because...
well, there was some controversy over I would call it around the 96 because we still technically there's 96 people left in, right? But then some people wanted to call it like the round of 64 part 1 and
yeah.
did my head in.
It's essentially the round of 64, right? But some people have been seeded or advanced seeded already, or don't have an opponent due to the way the seedings worked out. But yes, either way, here we are. This should be an interesting game nonetheless. EAGLEMUT versus The Only Boss. It is a betting match, I believe. More on that in a moment. But here we have blue. EAGLEMUT in the north of the map in the colour blue, which I've already said. Playing as the Iroquois, going to be picking up those 2 coin treasures there before he does anything else, before he gets out onto the map. Let's put the Control-Shift-F off so that we can see anything nearby that he might be... There's actually not very many treasures in his base. There's one directly 135 XP straight ahead of him, but really this treasures are few and far between on this map, and you're not really sure where they might spawn. I've seen spawns of this map where all the treasures are down the left-hand side, which is where EAGLEMUT's Explorer is headed. But I've seen that there are sometimes actually, no treasures on the other side, so sometimes you have to take a gamble. Either way, though, it looks like both players will be coming across some treasures, so it looks like the only boss here playing French does find himself 90 food, and blue going for a native scout. I like that, right? That outlaw pistolero, quite good.
Yeah, have a look at the ranged attack on this pistolero. If he doesn't get sniped, he's got 40 ranged attack. That's insane. So because we kind of expect the I don't know, the map's fine, but we're gonna kind of expect both of them to be taking a trading post maybe in age 2, and so if he's not paying attention,
that guy's gonna do some damage.
But it's okay because he can snipe him if he's paying attention. But
yeah, but that all depends on whether he has a snipe available. He's got to make sure he has one ready before he goes to build his trading post. I'm sure he will, right? There's not actually that many treasures near trading posts, and it probably recharges quite quickly by the time he gets over. But yeah, EAGLEMUT could do some damage with that. Definitely a good one. But I think functionally the 90 food a better treasure in terms of benefiting. It's going to help him age up more quickly, right? It's actually a more useful treasure. The pistol arrow is certainly good, though. I'm going to help him get 60 wood over here, which he is going for.
Yeah. So the 60 wood's nice. And it looks like red might be heading up to this 70 food treasure. So I think he's going to be happy with that.
Well, the one over here, yeah. Which he is heading to now. So that's 2 food treasures for France. I wonder if he'll skip a ville and go up on 13 villes rather than the usual 14. He is against Iroquois, after all. I actually played this matchup earlier today, practicing for my tournament games, which were streamed earlier. Is this CDB going to get to the treasure? I don't think so. He's come out to herd, but it's kind of funny that they're in the area. It does do time 0.1 versus the villager, right? But that's still 4 per shot. I guess, though, factor in the range resist.
He's gonna have to be careful,
especially with the native scout as well.
Yeah, so I think he's just gonna herd it once more and then bring it back home.
Yeah, I mean this only happened right because he's gonna have to get out of there. He's running out of HP pretty quick. And thankfully the native scout doesn't snare on EP, so that villager will hopefully be able to get home on time. He's almost at half HP though. He has started moving now, so should be home in time. This does mean, though, that France, the only boss, will get that trading post up, no problems. Both players now got the age up in Q, switching over to wood.
Yeah.
Is he going to make it? Looks like it.
Yeah, he had... okay, so he's got enough hunts in his base. I was just... I was worried that some of his hunts had moved a bit further away because he was going out to herd this left one, which is actually quite far. But he's got enough food in his base if EAGLEMUT chooses to rush. And kind of, you have to be careful with EagleMut because he does some really weird stuff. So I don't know how standard EagleMut's going to play this. He might he might do some weird things.
He might do. I think we casted a series with EagleMut in it once before, and that was quite an exciting match. Do you remember it? It was
Yeah.
It was on Cascade Range, I think.
Yeah.
I can't remember it too well. It was so EagleMut, he can do the funky things. So far though, everything seems reasonably normal. Travoir going out in front. We'll have to wait really to see what his first shipment is. Which he's not actually sent anything at all. Not even the 3 villages.
Oh, is he not?
Apparently not, unless it's. Yeah, no, he's not sent anything.
Yeah, he's at 12 economic unit population. So,
oh, okay.
What did he use the trap? Oh, he's moving it right round to this hunt on the left. He could just be saving it for like all military shipments then, and doing like a crazy all in, I guess. And he's kind of blocked off one of these hunts, which is it's gonna enable him to get like a nice container.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd have to guess it's got it because he's got no trading post. There's like no long-term plan here. It's going to just be like
Town Destroyer coming in, Wicked Cossack.
Oh, if he hits the racks before it goes up, it's going to go.
Yeah. Oh wow, that's so much debt. Thankfully for Red, he only got the first throw in on that, but still, holy shit, that's going down. He's definitely not going to get any units out. Mind you, this is a whole shipment. Remember, and he had to skip the the villages for this. But killing the village, I think the correct course of action here is 10 villages in the town center plus every villager you have on the town destroyer, right?
Yeah, you can't let this guy just kind of siege your base. So it takes down the racks immediately, and Explorer goes down as well. And because he saved the shipment, like we can expect Fort Canyons to here they come. They're gonna just come straight in, and that's gonna force all the villagers to be garrisoned really.
Yep.
And so he's not going to get anything up. We even got 4 more Tomahawks coming. Let's see what EagleMut does with the Explorer, if he's going to get on these houses.
Yeah. Well, how much 232 siege damage on this guy. Say like one throw is like an eighth of its life. And the town center focusing the Kanya here. He'll have to retask that over to the Forest Prowler. So it's the City Explorer is called Forest Prowler. So
yeah. I think you've got to kill the Explorer here, right? Because if you lose all your housing, you can't even ship things like 3 Hussar or 8 crossbows. So, I think he was going for the Explorer, but he hit a Tomahawk instead.
Right clicked on the wrong unit. Yeah, he's starting to put villagers back in the town center now. Going to bring that up to 10. Currently on 5. Yeah, I think you focus this, but the good thing is he's focusing the Explorer, which means all of your other units are sort of going to be safe, and he's going to be able to bell him up for longer. So. Yes, he missed out on 3 villages, but sort of catching up in gather time, so to speak, by denying the only boss from gathering. 700 wood does come down, and he's going to need that for Rex. Six Tomahawk coming out as well. How much population does he have? He's popped, right?
He's capped. Yeah, he somehow needs to get like a Vil. He needs to run one off to the right when EagleMut doesn't see it, and so he can kind of build these houses. Because as long as his villages are all like next to his town center, he's never going to get a house up because EagleMut's just going to siege it as soon as he sees it going up. And so even though he's killed the town destroyer, he's probably got enough Tomahawks that he can siege it. But he's doing some nice micro with like coming out of the town center and trying to shoot the Tomahawks. And they're killing them in like 1 volley as well. So he must have got a blunderbuss, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So he resets that, so they're doing a lot of damage.
Yeah, nicely done, I suppose. I quite like that upgrade. So my apologies to the stream for fiddling around with some settings in Orb Souls and actually showing the game. Alright, so the only boss, he's probably feeling a bit flustered right now. He's had to deal with something a bit weird, the Town Destroyer coming in, which has really thrown him off course, that Explorer going down there. Had to lose his racks and his houses, and now is trying to sort of get back, find his balance, so to speak. Is that villager going to go down? Doesn't look... Oh, he got blocked by his friends. He does manage to get into the town centre, though. And actually, the CDB's doing quite a lot of damage. He's now throwing down the barracks. So can he get back on his feet, right? Or are these Tomahawks going to keep him belled up? Is the question.
It's possible, but if you like hold the Alt button, you can see like a lot of these CDBs are really low. So if EagleMut identifies which ones are really low, he can actually take down a lot of the economy pretty quickly. So I'm kind of going to be watching out to see if EagleMut tries to pick off these low HP CDB and like how well the Oni boss is going to keep these low ones alive. Because at the moment he's doing quite all right. He hasn't lost any, and he's got the 8 bows out, so he can actually probably push this back. Also, we got like more ANs on the left, so maybe not for the moment.
Yeah, there's quite a few, isn't it? The 8 crossbowman does come out. He does have a batch of musks about to pop any moment now. There they are. Losing like 3 crossbows, walking around the barracks. It's not good. He's going to be bringing these CDBs into. They're going home. One does go down, doesn't get the second. As you mentioned, quite a lot low HP. I think they're going to get that Rax, though. He's going to be shooting at some of the Tomahawks. He does move them back, so not going to now.
Explorer's back up as well, so we'll see if he focuses that down. That's some big damage.
That guy's the damage dealer. Another crossbow goes down. It's tough for him to do very much here.
Yeah, and the thing is, he hasn't been gathering much throughout all of this, just because his CDBs have been fighting. And so, like, throughout most of this, his economic population was actually better, but now it's even. So both are at 21. So even though Eagle did like, if EagleMut turns it, he'll do quite well.
Yeah, it does so. He's going to pick up a lot. The AN and multipliers coming in strong. So, what does he need to do?
He's oh, here we go. Here's a nice pop with the 3 hussars. We still have to remember he's got the Minutemen available.
This is true. There they are.
So here, they're coming from the back. So this could be a nice timing. Maybe with a few CDBs as well, or this might be enough. Though there's a lot of Iroquois infantry here, so I think he'll just clear them up actually.
Yeah, there's too many units to really do anything. And he can't. He needs to sort of go in there to stop him from taking down the houses. But if he does that, he's going to lose his units. Can he shoot from afar though? Use the crossbow range advantage. Really doesn't have many crossbows left though. That house does go down there. All right. So looks like EagleMut still is going to persist. He's not going to leave him alone, and that's the right thing to do, right? He wants to keep here and perhaps keep killing these houses. Going to be grouping up with some Tomahawks. Okay. So right now. France does have an opportunity. No, okay, coming back in. Good for him.
Yeah.
All right.
And yeah, throughout all of this, EagleMut's still keeping up villager production, so he's now 2 economic unit population ahead. So at this point, even if the Oni boss defends it, he's going to be in trouble. I like this though, sending the cav off. Like when you're behind, it's always good just to try and go for like a Hail Mary raid and maybe get everything. Because like you can see where EagleMut's villagers are gathering, like he could definitely kill like 5 or 6 in one go, and then suddenly you're back in the game.
Oh, I see. Just like send them off. Yeah. No,
Yeah,
and they're not going to make much difference at home, so that's absolutely the right thing to do. It's going to lose some more villagers though, and this is starting to look quite bleak for France.
Yeah, and because there's a couple Minutemen still in here, so yeah, when they're going down, his army's going to look a lot smaller. Yeah. He really needs to kill like 9 of EagleMut's villagers to get back in, and his hussar are going in.
Yeah, are they going to find that they do see a bunch of vills, but they're going to walk straight past? It's too late now. I think the ones in the middle would have been a good target. Perhaps he doesn't have line of sight on those. Anyway, back to his base. The stable on the front now going to go down, and really no units to stop this from happening. All the villagers being forced onto the coin mine. There's no food in the area. There's 2 pronghorns that are dead, decaying on the front of his base. He can't gather from that, and I suppose he could go out and gather bison. The only place to gather food is to run quite far away from his town and gather it, which is not very safe.
He's found EagleMut's villagers though, and they're way away from anything. There's no war hut here to garrison in. There's no town centre to garrison in. So if he kills every villager, and then maybe puts all of his villagers hiding in the TC, he could be fine. Eagle's just going to fight these villagers.
This is the right thing to do, isn't it? Just fight the hussars with the hand attack there. He's going to get a good number of them, though. Look at that recalculated economic unit population. It is in favour of red by... No, it's completely even now, but by the time that... It's going to be in favour of red by the time some of these villages go down. So he's kind of back in it economic-wise, but there is a 26 unit population army compared to 2, standing in his base, stopping him from gathering. The only resource he has available is his coin mine in the back. Thankfully, he does have some food saved up, but the only reason he does is because there's no military production buildings to trade anything with. Here doing his best to keep villagers in the town centre, make use of the town centre fire, and then shoot with the CDBs, and then sort of get them back in before, so that you can shoot again, all before the town centre ticks over. Yeah, that's it. The town destroyer throwing him off balance, and then just not being able to get back up again.
Yeah, that was a classic EagleMut game. I think also the only boss did tell us before the game he was playing from a random hotel room somewhere, so he might be a bit like he might be playing not to the best of his capabilities.
Yeah, he did mention that. Oh, pardon me.
Yeah, and yeah.
Yes, this game was very laggy. I agree.
It was cool. Yeah.
That would be why. Well, all right. Let's head on out and watch the next one. Well, we won't be able to do that again until game 3. So.
It's all right. Yeah, Eagles will have like a bunch of other strategies prepared.
I see.
He's got a bigger arsenal than just Town Destroyer.
Well, that's fortunate, because he'll need more than just Town Destroyer to win the games.
Yeah, well, I mean, to be honest, you can get through this round because it's a best of 3 with just Town Destroyer. If he just drops the second game.
Oh, that's true. So get in there, just resign instantly, move straight to game 3.
Yes.
Was a cool strat. Cool. I'm a bit out of practice, Wicked Cossack. I need to get my casting. I don't know. See, I'm lost for words. I need to get it back. Need to practice.
Yes.
It's all right. It's all right. It's because you went over to you're a player now. You see, rather than a caster.
Oh, I see. Yes, correct.
so that's what it is.
Yeah, that's how that works. I see.
Yeah, that's how that works. Yeah. All right, so I think they were asking about civils earlier. So Eagle will pick first. I think he knows that, but I'll just let the only boss know.
Yes.
Maybe we'll see something like India. I know he's a big fan of India, so I wouldn't be surprised to see that coming out. Oh, look at that! Look at those psychic powers.
There it is.
How good was that?
Sorry, I was a bit distracted. You mentioned civ rules, and I was just thinking, I should have used the civ rules earlier in my game. Totally forgot about civ rules.
Yeah, because they changed from the group stage. You choose what you wanted. But
yeah, I knew there were civ rules, and I couldn't play the same civilization twice in a row. But like, you have to lock your civ in, don't you, before your opponent can. But I didn't lock anything in. We just swapped around like completely freely. So, whoops. Yes, thanks for my. Oh, he's gone.
Is that? Oh, don't worry, he'll be back.
He says gonna relog.
I'm just wondering though. Is that a good idea? You're admitting to, technically ignoring the rules on stream. That sounds like cause for a disqualification, doesn't it?
It does. Well, okay, we'll have to.
I think you'll have to edit that bit out.
It's live. I'm not admitting to ignoring them. I am admitting to forgetting about them. But to be fair, my opponent didn't bring me up on it, so I think we both forgot. So it's probably fair game at this point.
All right. What civs did you play? I only caught like a glance at one of the games.
The first game was France vs Sioux, and I was.
Oh yeah, that's the one I saw a bit of. Yeah.
Yeah, and then in the second game, I did pick Spain as my first civ, and then I switched it to France, but then I switched back to Spain again. Something like that.
All right, that's fine. So yeah, you were well within the rules.
Okay, so that's
good.
That's all right. Yeah, how embarrassing. I'll have to remember for next time.
Yeah.
All right, looks like the only boss is back. India versus Russia. 2 yellow flags. Not that that's interesting. I think EagleMut will win this because he's got level 131 home city. And obviously, that's important.
Yeah, so I don't know. Options are Flail Rush, Urami, Fast Industrial, I don't know. Yeah, I guess those two are the only things. Hopefully it's a bit less laggy, but I don't know about this hotel room. I wonder what state is he in.
Oh,
I assume he's American, so he's in Boston. All right, so much for the internet there.
well, it's a hotel room. They're not going to pay very much. I don't know. I feel like hotels probably don't. Oh, who cares? It doesn't matter. We're launching in now. I'm not going to talk about the economics of hotel.
I thought we were going to
Wi-Fi.
get into net neutrality.
Oh God, no! Let's not get into that one. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to game number 2 in this best of 3 series between EAGLEMUT and the only boss for the round of 64/90, whatever it is, for the ESOC Autumn Championships 2017. Spawning in the top right, yes, part of the map, we do have EAGLEMUT playing as India off the back of his first win as Iroquois with the Town Destroyer card. What mysteries does EAGLEMUT have installed for us today? We shall find out, I'm sure, very shortly. Spawning in the south of the map, though, in the colour red, we do have the only boss playing as Russia. So I think the first thing to note on this map, before we get into anything, is the cows. 5 score lead, GG. It's only 4. He's picking it back up. He's getting back in this already. There are cows, or yaks on the map. Water buffalo, actually, more specifically. So India here going to be pretty pleased with that, since obviously the XP, but also they have 2 explorers, so they're going to be able to find them more quickly than Russia can, which only has 1. Though thankfully for the only boss, he does come across a 90 wood treasure, which is going to be really nice. But sadly for him, EAGLEMUT is in the area. He's going to pick up a cow there, nice, and then go straight back to this 90 wood. At the moment, anyone could still get this, but the only boss is the one that went for it and is taking the damage for it. So all the stomp, they're coming in. The extra tiger damage really strong. Normally, the Indian Explorer can't really do any damage, but he can if a tiger's helping. It does pick up that treasure whilst the Indian elephants were AFK. But did get a good amount of damage. The tigers did plenty of damage there, and that stomp on the tiger... on the Explorer meant the tigers did even more damage, so he's not going to be getting up to much more treasure collecting, but thankfully does pick up that 90 wood, doesn't get robbed of that.
Yeah, it's kind of just more important to get that just to stop the India getting that, because it's really nice, because the India can actually spend that. Russia have to wait a bit to spend that unless you're going to do a market in Age 1.
That's true.
But yeah, now Eagle's doing a good job of picking up all these yaks, as you mentioned them earlier. So far, the only bosses, he's got none of them, and Eagle's kind of protecting all of the ones he's taking back. He's being pretty diligent. He's not losing this yak that he's coming back with.
Mm-hmm.
So he'll be feeling all right as well, because the yaks do matter a lot with the XP they bring in. So even though he didn't get the 90 wood, it'd be nice to get the 90 wood. He is definitely ahead on the yak lead. Well, he's got a huge lead on the yaks, actually.
Yeah, 2 explorers really going to help there, and I liked his pathing with the pathing. I liked where he went, his unit map. I don't know, the direction his elephants went in to find. After
his
that,
map awareness. No, actually no, you would have better. The pathing. I think it was the no. Okay, hang on.
There's definitely a phrase for this.
It's
with both
treasure.
Map exploration. Like there's a.
He's a good explorer.
I suppose he is a very good explorer. Yes. I'm saying is like he collected cows that were close to his opponent rather than running off somewhere else on the map, because he knew his explorer was in that area. So get those cows rather than whilst he knew they were still there, because obviously Red had gone straight for that wood treasure, so there would still be a bunch of cows unexplored nearby Red's town. So get them before getting the ones close to your town. Hasn't made it over to this side of the map quickly enough, though, so it looks like Red is going to get a couple, thankfully for him. Not all of those going to go to India. Those are significantly. Their first shipment's now coming in, and we see distributivism from both. WickedCossack, what do you want to say?
Oh, Eagle's just stolen one of these cows, so the only boss wasn't protecting them. Sometimes it can be quite hard to actually protect the yaks, but Eagle caught one of these red yaks. And so he's literally got every yak on the map apart from the one that spawned like right next to the only boss's base in the bottom left.
Can he pick up this last one too, perhaps? Gonna go for an 80 coin treasure by the looks of it. He's positioning himself there, posturing nearby.
And look, so he'll pick up this last shack as well. Like, you won't even. Oh no! Oh, it changed direction. I thought it was gonna head. It was gonna head directly to his elephants, but the only boss, he's shift clicked it down a bit. Oh, it's
Oh,
stopped moving.
it's moving and it's going straight towards the base. Oh dear. Red doesn't want to
Ah,
escort
look,
it.
yeah, Eagle gets it as well.
He does pick it up. Is that literally every cow on the map bar one? It is.
Yeah.
Okay, EAGLEMUT going to be booming away with the XP there. Look at it coming in. +5s absolutely everywhere. And EAGLEMUT now about to age up as well. It looks like we do not see any forward villages, though, of course, against Russia, which are typically a bit more aggressive. Probably going to put that Agrofor, if it is an Agrofor, in base, and I imagine that it would be. There it is, going up slightly behind, next to that coin mine and next to the cows, which, nice position, would you agree?
So I would if it was an Agrofor, but it's see, now there's two Indian wonders that have like roughly the same shape.
It's a bit smaller than an Agrofor, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
we can find out, I believe, if we go to text being researched.
Is it the Carni Mata?
It doesn't say. Yeah, it is. It does say it is the Carni Mata.
All right, yeah, but
I thought you of all people would know, Mr. Cossack.
Well, it's so there's two wonders that have like they roughly look like exactly the same shape. So like just going it by eye, and I did get it right. To be fair,
you did.
So,
okay, I'll give you that.
Yeah,
does the Carni Mata have any effect on the water buffalo?
Yeah, it should do because it boosts all villages in its vicinity by like. Oh, what you mean like it speeds their fattening rate up?
No, it speeds their XP gather up because they don't fatten once.
Oh, sure. Oh, no, I don't think so. I'd be surprised if it did, but you never know. I always learn like new stuff like every week, so there's always
either way.
Crazy stuff.
Russia is now up to the next stage, and 5 musketeers have come out as his first batch of units. His first shipment will be here any moment now. 5 musks should be able to pick up a villager here, or 2 perhaps. That's the 1 volley there, the 2nd volley going down. Does pick up 1 already. Going to get the 2nd. Should be able to get that.
Yeah, I think he'll get that.
Ooh, not quite.
That was close.
But still very, very nice for just 5 Russian musketeers. Second batch of 5 does arrive, and the 5... I might add, Wicked Cossacks have arrived as well, and before India's even up, starting to do some damage here. Though 10 villages in the town centre, the rest are gathering. This is still reasonably good for EAGLEMUT.
Yeah, but there's a lot of Russian infantry here, so firstly, EAGLEMUT's going to have trouble getting actually any production up. So I assume he's probably going to start with a barracks, and I guess he's going to need to gather his crates to get one up. Is he going to lose?
He does.
He did. Yeah, and he has to bear in mind one of his villas is currently on low HP, so if he accidentally pops that one out, I think the only boss will snipe it. But yeah, he really needs to get his crates gathered up.
Yeah, look at that, 700 wood arriving. Oh, sorry, I thought that was for blue there. I was going to say, never mind. Looks like Russia does switch his wood crate back to the town centre rather than being at the blockhouse. An easy mistake to make. Isn't going to be doing that today. It does pick up the end. He's got, though, irregulars. The, what was it called? The enlist irregular shipments. So this town centre are going to do reasonable or much better damage than ordinarily. Though villagers out there, it looks like that one's going to go down. 2 go down. He managed to get the the low HP one and the one he was fighting. So if we take a look at the economic unit population here, Russia really looking nice. Plus, does the trickle count into the? I think it does. Anyway.
Yeah, and he's also going to get this villager at the back here. Like this is the problem when you age really late. It's hard to get any building up, and he was actually going for the consulate, which takes a long time to build.
Yeah, but, that does.
He should be able to clear this out just because of his like colonial militia card for India. Oh, and this will be nice. He'll completely clean this up with this Minutemen pop actually, and then he can finally get down his consulate. Because I assume he's going to be shipping the 300 export. Yeah,
okay, so it does clear up these units, but not before the only boss does manage to kill quite a number of villagers and give himself quite the significant score lead, villager lead there. He's four villagers ahead, and he's been gathering all this time where EAGLEMUT hasn't. So, yes, loses the units, but we'll be pretty pleased with what he managed to get done there, I suppose. Consulate now just going down, or attempt number 2, I suppose. And 300 export, as you mentioned, has just come in. He wants to get the the villagers, I would imagine, from the Ottoman consulate, or perhaps the cavalry actually, or is there some other consulate that he might build?
I reckon he's just going to go French consulate and ship the crates, to be honest, because I don't think he wants to build any units in Age 2. I think he's looking to go Age 3. He might go Ottoman consulate just to get the extra Minutemen, maybe. But
oh, I see. I just for me, there's no other consulate as a newbie India player. That's just I really like India as a Civ and playing them, but I know no other consulate than Ottoman.
Yeah, so I think he's. Oh, what have we got? What have we got here? We've got some more crates.
700 coin for the only boss has come in. He's got a really awkward name to say. I'm just going to call him whatever Civ he's playing. Russia. Yeah, 700 coin coming in. Does, though, have a second blockhouse and a stable as well, and is starting to train strelets, and we do see a batch of Cossacks coming out. So, at the moment, is macroed. Everything on food is the only boss, with the 700 coin supporting the coin production there. Elephant does take some damage, but thankfully they're only strelets, and they're not going to do very much damage here. He's going to get away. Did go Ottoman consulate, actually, Mr. Cossack, so...
Yeah. Well, I think he's worried, so he wants to have these Ottoman Minutemen available, and he might actually call the Hussar. But just having a look at his banked resources, we can see, like, EAGLEMUT's definitely... Yeah. His game plan is to head up to Age 3, but obviously he wants to do that without getting steamrolled. So he's just getting the consulate for a bit of safety, but he might be tempted to call the extra villagers or the Hussars. But I think he wants to have these extra Minutemen available.
Yeah.
And I don't know if the only boss. I think he might have identified this, and he's just shipping crates. So hopefully he can get a good mass and kind of hit EAGLEMUT at a really good timing before Eagle can ship something like the 7 Euromies and just kill the entire Russian army and swing it back.
Yeah, so I was going to ask. I was wondering really if this was a good thing to be doing, just going straight to Age 3, because there's quite a lot of Russian units here, and he's going to be as soon as he hits up, he can just walk in there and sort of start doing some damage, perhaps before even he gets enough resources to ship the Urumi. How expensive are they?
I think they're about 700 food or so, and he's also going to have. I assume this is the map out wonder if these yaks move out of the way, he can finally start aging. But the only boss is he's going to find it at exactly the right time. So this age up's going to take like the maximum amount of time possible, which is I think it's like 1 minute and 40 seconds. So it's going to be a long time before he actually ages up. And he's going to lose all his Minutemen. He's going to lose his explorers. He does call the Auto Minutemen, which is. I guess he has to do something. He probably wants to time it better, like maybe with the map route coming out. But he kind of wants to clear up this stuff. So, and you also have to remember that the TC can one-shot these strelets. So I don't know if the only boss can actually just stay here. He might have to go back.
Okay, but going back, but equally staying here stops all of the villagers from gathering, and it means the age time will be really, really slow. And then he just reinforces, right? Staying if he leaves, doesn't he just like give Blue the opportunity to get the food he needs for Urumi and let him really go up to Age 3 for free?
Yeah, so he has chosen to kind of stay, and rather than like stay next to the town center, he's just looking around for extra villagers, which is a really nice play, and he's rewarded for that, and he gets 2 on the left of Eagle's villagers. Which is nice. He might even get another one here because I think that one's gonna be like blocked out.
He does get him.
He just like teleports in.
Yeah, I wonder about that sometimes. Like, is there a set radius, or just different villagers decide? Like, it's like how far can you jump? Different villagers can.
I've never figured it out. I think some villagers are just more gifted than others. Like, they're just better at jumping in. And actually, he might just have has he got enough just to siege this down?
It looks like it.
So I think Eagle realized that, and he's like, well, crap, I have to do something. So he pulls the villagers out to try and age up a bit faster, and it has bought him a bit of time, but all he's going to get is the map out, unless he's like shipping maybe 5 sepoy with this.
He's going to lose all those villages. I have a question though, like yes, he'll lose the town center, but because you don't actually, it's not a technology that you research in the town center as the Asian Civs, it's a building. Like, surely you still do get to Age 3, or am I?
You'll get to age 3, but there'll be nowhere for the map out to spawn, which will be a really big deal.
Oh, that's true. But
because,
doesn't he just spawn like when you next get an outpost or something like that? That's how the
yeah.
Mahout does come out, though. Well, obviously he wants the Mahout now, but he's not gonna do very much unless he's a super Mahout. Oh, that stomp though.
Nice.
not that it's. Yeah, it did a lot of damage to the Strele, but there's no way, right? Like this is looking pretty tough, EAGLEMUT.
Yeah, the only way if he has like 7 Euromies, but I don't think he had the resources for it.
No.
I could be wrong, and yeah, he's got no villager out to like hide a tower somewhere, so yeah. He's just pulling a few villagers out to gather on some food, but
well, either way, we can
gonna like punch some. No, I don't know.
He's quite far off that food needed for the Yorumi. But since the outcome of this game looks inevitable, we can... All we do is see 9 Sepoy. Okay, I guess that one doesn't cost food. Can ship it, and he has been targeting those Strele with the town centre, which is nice. It looks like he just wanted to show us the Sepoy before resigning that. GG. At least we do get to see a game number 3, though. But I wanted to talk about the Mahout spawning. I know that the... what is it called? Consular shipment that you can send, the one that gives you
yeah, I know that will but I don't actually know the answer to your question. I don't think it does respawn. I don't think it does, but I could be wrong.
Unlike diplomatic. No, what is it called? Damn it.
Diplomatic intrigue.
No, that's the 300 export one, isn't it?
I don't know, it sounded right. Intervention.
That's it, intervention, because I've seen anyway, it doesn't matter. Let's head on out into the next one.
Yeah, no, I actually don't know the answer to that question. I don't think it does. I really don't think it does.
Okay, well,
but that would be interesting though, because you could get into situations where it'd be like a surprise Mahout. So if you just finished constructing like a tower and your enemy is coming up to try and seize the tower before it gets up, and it just finished, Mahout instantly pops. But I don't think I've ever seen that, and that's why I don't think
that it actually is how that works.
Yeah, because I feel like I would have seen it once, that it would have happened just once in like all of the games I've watched or played in.
Yeah.
So
I know what you mean. It sounds like it's quite funny.
Yeah, no, that would be pretty cool, and maybe even a bit abusive, but I guess you could only do it with one map.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to figure out how could you abuse this, but it's like if you have a shipment that's about to arrive and you lose your tower, the shipment just stops and becomes unspent again. It's not like it continues and then it finishes being researched but doesn't appear. It just stops being researched.
The thing is, someone like A's would find a way to queue up a whole bunch of these things. So he would have intervention, this map out thing, a bunch of other stuff, and so eventually you'd think you'd be beating him, and then he'll build a castle, or a whole army worth of shipments he's been saving up over the game, which he sent when he didn't have a home city point, or it got destroyed, will all suddenly pop out. So I imagine that's what they wanted to avoid.
It reminds me of cards a bit, my scenario.
Yeah.
What would the game be like if shipments did arrive instantly?
Yes.
It would be like every game would be like watching AZAM, I suppose.
Pretty much, yeah. You'd have to be a lot more. It would speed up the game, but you'd also have to be a lot more careful.
No, it'd be it would be really dumb, because if you could just send everything instantly, you would just go and try and get to the. You just try and get to the industrial age every game, and then if they came anywhere near your base, you just ship 3 or 4 unit shipments all at once, and then there's no risk involved.
Yeah, it wouldn't work. All right, so we got final map, Klondike, and yeah, the final game here. The only boss is going French. So that's what he chose in the first game. We'll have to see if EAGLEMUT goes back to his town destroyer play, or if he's gonna shake it up with another civ. He might stay India actually.
We shall see. He can stay India. There's no reason that because the civilization reset is This is after the halfway point, which in a best of 3 is the final game. He says, I will go French.
Yeah. Alright, okay, so he's got the map.
I'm going to play America. The United States start with trading posts unlocked. Best units, lancers and pikemen. Huh. Start with trading posts unlocked. That's an interesting bonus. Can you see that? Hover over my... Like, if you hover over Portuguese, it says, gets a free covered wagon with every age.
Yeah, I see it. Yours is the civ that's... You get, like, the Falconet in age 2, or is that something else?
Well, that's India, I think. There's a special version of India that I can be, actually, that does have, like, one falconer in one of the consulates in the colonial age. I tried playing with it once, like, but that version of India doesn't get explorers, and one falconer is actually garbage.
Alright.
And I think...
Alright. I was going to suggest it might have been a good pick for EAGLEMUT in this final
Yeah, it
game.
looks exactly the same.
Let's start off with explorers then.
Like, I can show you. It looks exactly the same as ordinary India, except it's purple SPC Indians. This one.
Yeah, the description's the same. Apparently the best unit for India is the Map-Out Lancer. Not sure I agree with that.
Yeah, I don't know who wrote this crap.
I mean, it's a cool unit, and it's all right. It's not a bad unit, but like the Urami has to be the best Indian unit, no question.
Yeah, but it's not even like I hate that like they say, oh, this is the best unit, because like it's completely situational anyway. Like there are situations where Urami are not the best unit.
Oh, I don't know about that. Okay, I get your argument, but Urami kind of transcend your argument, because Urami are the best. Okay. Unfortunately, they're the best in every situation. But I understand what you're saying, and for literally every other instance and Civ, yeah, you are correct. Obviously, it matters the situation. I
feel like it should say like it shouldn't say best unit. It should say like unique units. Like it says Spanish best units, pikemen. Like no.
Like most interesting unit, or just unit to watch out for on the battlefield. Just point of interest.
Yeah, okay, I get it. That like, anyway, let's get into enough of this nonsense, ladies and gentlemen. We are about to begin the final game in this best of 3 series between EAGLEMUT and the Only Boss. It is a best of 3. It is for the Autumn Championships 2017, and it looks like EAGLEMUT has not finished with India. He has come back to show us that he can play this Civ still. That second game, the one we just saw, not going quite so well for him. Was trying to get up to age 3 pretty quick, but Russia denies it. What will EAGLEMUT see, or what will he do this time? We shall have to find out. Perhaps the same thing. Might work a bit better against France, but we'll see. We'll see what EAGLEMUT has in store for us. Speaking, though, France. He is down in the south of the map in the colour blue. Starting with 1 wood crate, so it is not going to be a trading post start. And this is quite a nice, I think it's quite nice, because if you're going to start with just the 100, actually, just forget, what I want to say is that there's a wood treasure in his base. There's 40 wood there, and that's going to be helpful for the market, right? Like, but it would also be helpful for a trading post, so it doesn't really make much. Anyway, nice, he got that 40 wood treasure. And I think the interesting point on this map is that every treasure is a basic treasure. It's all there's no big treasures. They're just always small ones that are not guarded by anything, or just a coyote or 1 unit. So India, because they have 2 explorers here, is going to be another really nice map to play India on. Yeah,
I really like this. For civs that have 2 kind of explorers, and I guess the only boss here is a native scout, so at least he can see where some of the treasures are. So EAGLEMUT's leaving his coin crate. Sometimes on this map, just because you pick up so much coin in age 1, you can actually just dump a market and just buy like 200 wood back from all the coin that you pick up.
Oh, that's cool. That's interesting.
Yeah, and
because they're not like a lot of the time you see muskrat treasures, like for example on Yukon, and they're only like 10 or 20 coin. But these ones are mostly 50 or 40. There's a couple of like 30 ones there, but they're much bigger coin treasures than like they usually is. I wonder if that's like a special tier of muskrat treasure.
Yeah, it is, because if you see the ones on Cascade range, you can only get 10 to 30 coin, and on here it's 30 to 50 coin. So obviously there's some coding going on, something going on there.
Yeah,
but
it makes me wonder if like you can get a trading post anyway, like slam down a market and then just don't do anything with the coin, and then just like if you find enough coin treasures, buy 200 wood for a trading post, or is it like only when you're exceptionally lucky that you would find enough wood to buy wood, enough coin to buy wood?
I think if you've got 2 explorers like EagleMut does, you can reliably plan in, say, 100 that you're going to pick up about 110, 120 coin. I think that's very reasonable to expect on this map only. You're not going to get that on like another map. That would be a bit of a risk. But yeah, you can definitely plan that in if you want.
All right. Well, that kind of thing's interesting. Not really very many treasure contentions or anything like that. Let's put the Control Shift F on. Looks like red going to be. So let's have a look at actually what treasures have been collected. So looks like EagleMut manages to find himself 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the only boss is picking up 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 5. So actually not that far behind, despite the extra explorer that India has.
Yeah, well, so he's had that native scout as well, so that kind of gives him the location of some of the treasures, even if the native scout's not good enough to pick any of them up.
He's not.
I don't know why though. Like, why does he have to like signal to his mate, the explorer, and be like, "Oi, can you come over here?
Yeah, you better get over
pick
here.
this up."
Like, I don't know. It's like something you're born with at birth, like the ability to pick up treasures or not. For some reason, villagers have that gift, but like soldiers are like, no, I can't do that. That's villager work.
Oh, and so we got 2 villagers coming forward here. The native scout might see them, so there's going to be an aggro, but is it going to get blocked? Oh no, I don't think he's going to see it. So this is nice for EagleMut. It means he's going to get his aggro down without it being blocked, which is really nice because sometimes you can be delayed up to like half a minute, and it just gets really frustrating, and then you have to dump it down in like a horrible location. But so he's walking really far forward. Actually, he has to be careful. He doesn't. Oh, okay. So he's right. This is really nice. He's going to get this really close to the only boss's base.
He's going to slam that down as close as he can. And did he get it down on the 800 food mark as well? I wasn't paying attention.
I think it was a bit after actually, but it's okay though because he got it as close as he like. I don't think you could put it any closer to his base, and it's also in like the perfect position. So even though maybe he could have like dumped it down a bit earlier, he's got like this 5k coin mine, and he's also got this one of the only boss's hunts. So it's a great location, honestly.
Yeah, it's definitely nice in the middle of the map. They're going to be protecting all of the things behind it as well, or make them less accessible. And really, his army is just going to be in this location, so he can get to any other part of the map reasonably well. Both players, though, nearly up to the next age. France, as we can see, is chopping wood, perhaps for a trading post. He's already built that, actually. On Blue's side of the map. Interesting position for it. I guess, though, that is paradoxically the furthest away from where Blue will be producing units. So is it the safest trading post to build? I guess in the early part.
This has actually worked out really well where that trading post has gone, because the EagleMut just can't seize that unless he's going to spend like that. That's a huge time investment to like 2-3 minutes to walk all your army back there and seize that.
Yeah,
like, you can't do it. Only if you ship maybe like 5 sepoy at the odds TC and then siege it. Like no, the location of this is good. Basically, it's going to be safe for a long time. So that's nice by the only boss.
Yeah.
I also wonder if sometimes you place it there if you're going for like a stagecoach build as well, because you just want to start closest to the enemy. So I'll be watching out for that. But it could just be that he only wants one and he just wants it not sieged.
Yeah, if he does siege it, he has to walk across the whole map to get back to the only boss's base. So, but you've already pointed that out. Anyway, France is now up to the next day. In fact, both players are now. I think that was just India hitting up just there, that notification. But at least for France, we do see racks going down, and stable as well has already been put up, along with houses. So this, it would appear to be a Samwise build. No, it's not. It's four villagers. So he must have chopped some wood as well for the extra house there. Just gonna go for both. Or did he find? What was that? Was that him purchasing wood or something?
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure.
Well, either way, right? He's got racks in the stable, which is going to give him lots of flexibility there.
Yeah, his only concern is I think is to make sure he doesn't get like caught in age 2, because it's very easy to get in a situation where you have to feel like you have to keep making units from both the stable and the barracks, and suddenly you find that you can't actually age up. But as long as he just watches out for that, I think he'll be okay. EagleMut's okay, he's following his. All right, he got the Explorer down to 13 HP, so I guess he's But this is a bit of a distraction, really. We got lots of sepoys going all the way over here,
Yeah.
and they've lost the Explorer. The Explorer's done a runner, and he's made it to safety. And now, so EagleMut's kind of got these sepoys, and I guess he's going to go around looking for this hunt. But his elephants can already see that the Courier de Bois has been moved.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But we got a consulate going up, so this is just gonna be this is going to be the redcoats, presumably, and he's just going to go in with a lot of HP. Oh, but
Red is he's gonna find that Explorer unless he leaves like exactly now. But it looks like a second trading post is going to go down. This time one on his side of the map. I wonder why he selected that one. Anyway, it doesn't look like the Explorer is going to be going down today. He's going to be able to build that despite his very low HP. Looks like, though, Blue now going to be heading into his opponent's base, only a little bit late, perhaps, from chasing that Explorer, and is now going to start sieging this market. I think the elephants, if he sends them in now, he might see those CDB on the mine there. 5 musketeers coming in to take a pot shot. Blue Coke, oh, nicely done. He gets back, just distracting Blue there, not taking any shots, or taking one shot there, and keeping that market intact. Diplomatic intrigue does arrive. We'll have to see which flag he picks to put on his consulate. WickedCossack mentioning the redcoats. Market about to go down, does come in. Perhaps he can finish off that last sepoy that he started shooting. Does manage to do so, but it was probably fair trade there since EagleMut did manage to shoot back, and is now going to be finishing up that market. Does go down. Lots of coin on the floor there for EagleMut. Pardon me, for the only boss.
So there's also a raid going on. We just got 5 Hussar just entered the base of EagleMut.
Where did they come from? I didn't notice them at all. Nicely done. And he's going to be able to bell him up for some time here. This map, quite a big rush distance. Very. Oh, lots of villagers in the back still haven't been. Where are they going? Where are you going, Red? I suppose he wants them back home to help defend. Here we see the musketeers plus CDBs pushing these sepoy back.
Yeah, there's a lot of the shots are actually going on the CDB, the group of sepoy on the south. I think they've been constantly firing on the Courier de Bois, actually. So this big group of muskets, well, it's not that big, honestly, but it's been staying alive and doing a lot of damage. And yeah, more of these CDB are tanking so much, actually. I mean, they're not gathering. To be fair, he has pulled like his entire economy, so must bear that in mind. But he's held the push.
Yeah, I think they're worth it. Do see consulate there, since those musks. He managed to get a lot of stuff killed, and he could continue to do that. I would like to see those cavalry remain in his opponent's base and just keep those villagers totally belled up, but that's not what he's elected to do. Perhaps thought he wants to bring the cavalry home and use them to fight. They've now turned around. They've changed their mind. They're gonna head back.
Yeah,
they're gonna head back here.
EagleMut's doing a slightly better job of focusing some of the musketeers down at back with his army now. So he should finally kill all these musketeers. At the same time, we got the raid doing a bit more damage. Another villager goes down. He possibly lose a second. So I think he's lost about 3 villagers now. But all these Courier de Bois are kind of idle, and now they're gonna have to. They just kind of go to the nearest hunt here. But EagleMut, he's not finished. We got 6 more sepoy coming in.
Yeah, and I think it's probably fine just to keep feeding sepoy into these CDBs. Do you think, or do you think he should wait for a second batch before he starts to like? Because he's just being annoying. He's stopping them from gathering, but he is sort of bleeding out because the CDBs do represent quite a lot of damage. Yes, you're stopping them from gathering, but I wonder if the resources lost from him not gathering is worth it for losing a sepoy like that. Perhaps you should wait for a few more before going back in there. Either way, those cavalry still being pesky. It's not like EagleMut's gathering. Both players sort of idled out. I mean, EagleMut does more, and more villagers gathering, that is, and will be able to kill those cav off at some point, since, well, unlike the Sepoy. But
yeah.
they're
He's
not
gonna
raiding.
he's gonna poke in again,
Mhm.
and we have another fight. Like I think this is fine by EagleMut. You just kind of poke in a little bit and then just retreat. I think you are doing kind of more damage. And yeah, he's actually forced. Like the only boss has decided to give this hunt up and just actually retreat back to the town center.
Yeah, he's got berries there. 700 food does come in. Perhaps that's why he was deciding to not. You can just go gather that up to make units with. It does have berries as well. All right. I wonder. Let's take a look at economic unit population. So blue, incredibly far ahead at this point. If we recalculate it, it does get a bit more in favor of red, but still, 15 villages up.
Yeah, and we got to remember the next batch of redcoats will be on the way pretty soon, and so he's also shipped the Force Hour. He's almost dealt with the raiding force. Like there's this last hussar is on 104. So I mean the only boss is going for him. He's got 2 trading posts, which is nice, but I think EagleMut's got a big lead, and I think he's just waiting for this next redcoat batch. Which is honestly, the redcoat batch has been delayed a lot just because he's had to idle a lot of his villages, and it's the villages that they only gather export when they're not in the town center. So it's probably been they've been delayed a bit more than EagleMut would have liked. But he's going to push in again. We got the 1 hussar going back, which I don't think will get much done. EagleMut notices immediately, so it's good reactions by him.
It does go down there. Now we can get back to work safely. Though 18 Vil still in that town centre, so that hussar did achieve something, forcing that reaction from EagleMut.
What are they doing? One's just come out?
Yeah, I think that one just got created. The rest of them sort of rally. Haven't. They're just having a rest. It's okay. But it's fine. He's a commanding leader. He's probably focusing on these Sawars and keeping red. So it's not like they are both.
Yeah, all right. So they've gone back to work now.
But it goes to show that 1 hussar, yes, it was low HP, but it did achieve a lot because that can happen. You can garrison your vills, and then the hussar threat's dealt with, and then you're busy on the other side of the map, and you forget to ungarrison for a moment or two. So did achieve something. Only boss though does hit up to age 3 off the back of his 700 food crate. It took him a while, but he managed to get there. But he needs to make something happen now that he's in age 3. With perhaps the techie units. He's very far behind in terms of, okay, going to be adding in a town centre.
Yeah, interesting choice. I guess EagleMut won't see the... I guess he won't scout it. I think just because he had a lot of wood, he shipped 600 wood, but he has like lots of population space. We can see he's like 38 out of 70.
Yeah.
He just feels like he has to spend it on something. So he's gone for the town centre.
Maybe in a very strange way, this could be the only play that wins you the game, right? Like, because you need to catch up, so you just gotta hope he never sees it and you just get further ahead and that it works out. It's not the play to keep you in the game, but it's the play that might win you in a very, very...
What is this Spidey sense? Where is he going? He's... Wow, look at this. Maybe he was just gonna go seize the teepee. Oh, and so he's...
Wow.
So
maybe he saw like
it's not going to work. Yeah.
Well, you can kind of look at like the terrain, right? And you might have noticed the terrain move. That's kind of funny. Oh, he looks. It
didn't even go up. Well. It didn't even go up. It's crazy.
No.
So we got the Dragoon raid going in. I reckon it's going to get like one or 2 vills, which will be nice. EagleMut does see it. But yeah, this town centre going down is really rough for him.
Really? Well, it wasn't. Yeah.
Yeah, the scores are still, strangely enough, like the only boss is he's got a higher score, but EagleMut's okay. So he's just got the Tiger Claws in. So this is going to be like a really strong push. Tiger Claws, 4 Sours, a lot of Sepoys and Redcoats. So I think EagleMut just ignores what's going on in his base, to be honest. As long as he doesn't lose too many villagers. The only boss is doing a good job at keep on picking up villagers. He got like 2 more there, and I think it's kind of delaying EagleMut's push a little bit, because I think this is EagleMut's time to go in, and there's 2 falconets out. So how well can you protect these falconets, I wonder?
That is the question. I mean, he's got a bunch of goons, but they don't body block. Taking out a lot of vills here. I wonder if he can get himself back. He'd have to kill an extraordinary number of villagers doing that. No way. Yeah, I wonder what he's waiting for then. 10 Tiger Claws have arrived. Should be probably deciding to push any moment now. Those Falconets going to be strong against the infantry, but there's just so many blue units here.
Yeah, but so if he unpacks them like right at the back, and he kind of you can block him with CDBs. He is bringing his dragoons very slowly back, so like he will, like it's. Oh, but he doesn't. He needs to keep his falconets in his town. Like you don't want to bring them out into the open.
Oh dear!
Okay.
Oh, that's so
okay. Yeah.
Oh dear!
All right. Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Can we get some dudes in the chat? Holy shit! Oh.
All right. Well, that was like he needed them to be like really hidden, like in his town, like stuck between everything, and yeah. And.
I'd say what you put them like jam them behind the berries or something. Maybe even build a little wall so that like you block off that little bit of space in between the barracks and the void, and then like you can have your villagers gathering on the berries, and like there's no way your opponent can get to the cannons or something like that. But instead they do get absolutely duded by some Sawars. That was though. So that does conclude the series. 2-1 to the only EAGLEMUT. The only EAGLEMUT, yes. Yeah.
It turns out there were two bosses in that game. There wasn't just the only one.
There were. Looks like EAGLEMUT. That what?
Sorry. Alright. I'm organizing some stuff.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, it looks like EAGLEMUT, the reason he went straight towards that town center was because he was going to siege down a trading post. He hadn't scouted that one in the bottom here. He probably, or the one at the top, maybe, I'm not sure if he'd scouted either of them, but he was looking for trading posts and was probably starting in the middle, a reasonable assumption, a reasonable place to go, but comes across a town center, which was pretty funny. Alright, that is the end of the game though, and EAGLEMUT does progress through to the next round. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. Cossack and I will be back in at the top of the hour, so do stay tuned, or I'm going to turn the stream up. Oh, no, maybe not.
It started, everyone's, I think we can like just start. I'm going to...
Oh, they're ready, okay, we'll just keep going.
Yeah. I just have to change some stuff.
Alright,
and hopefully no one will be in a hotel room as well.
Yeah, that lag was killing me. Alright, let's get on out of this one. I'll just